I tried using my voice for this, but whenever I start recording, I suddenly begin speaking Chinese. Here's some proof.
你好，我的名字是磁盘。
Now that you know I'm not lying, we can continue with some cocaine history. Cocaine is created from coca leaves that are found in South America. It can be taken in a few different ways. You can snort it, smoke it, or inject it. It starts working seconds after taking, though the effects only last roughly half an hour. Cocaine stimulates dopamine receptors, and the withdrawal symptoms make you feel sad and unable to be happy. Originally, raw coca leaves were chewed by local South Americans. Only in 1855 had the cocaine alkaloid been purified. It took a while because the coca leaves would degrade during shipping from South America to Europe. At first, cocaine was used in medicine. It had anesthetic properties. In an infamous experiment done by Carl Koller in 1884, he experimented upon himself by applying a cocaine solution to his own eye and then pricking it with pins. Cocaine was also used to treat morphine addiction. Trips to the Antarctica and the South Pole were both done using cocaine pills. In the modern days, even though cocaine is illegal, it is still popular. Most of it is produced in Colombia, while in the US cocaine's estimated street value is $70 billion. In South America, coca leaves are still grown to this day in fields that are highly visible. Attempts to eradicate these fields using chemicals have devastated part of the farming economy in the coca-growing regions of Colombia. Even worse, there was a new strain of coca leaves that became resistant to their use. These strains are also more potent, generating more profits for their cultivators. There were attempts at synthesizing cocaine. This would eliminate the need for these open fields and allow cocaine to be made locally, but the naturally grown form is by far the cheapest and easiest to make. This, however, means that almost all cocaine must be imported from outside the US. Cocaine trafficking is dominated by large-scale organized gangs. They primarily smuggle cocaine through Texas, Arizona, and Florida. Roughly 65% of cocaine entered the US through Mexico. The other major import point is Florida. Cocaine is usually carried in small concealed kilogram quantities by people known as mules. In the modern days, there are even sophisticated submarines built for cocaine trafficking. Cocaine is readily available in every major American city. Usually for $10 you can get a tiny bag that holds 0.10, 0.15 grams. These small bags are very popular among young people because of how easy they are to conceal on the person's body. Quality varies dramatically based on supply and demand of the region. The main problem is adulteration. This is the process when the dealer mixes other things with the drug to get a larger volume, pretty much diluting the drug to make larger volumes of sellable stuff. When supply is low and demand is high, dealers will do this to increase profit. A 2007 study by the European Monitoring Center for Drugs and Drug Addiction showed that the purity levels for street-purchased cocaine was often under 5% and on average under 50%. Going a bit further will bring you to crack. Crack cocaine is made from cocaine and baking soda. This form of coke is often considered to be the most addictive. Many users who get into crack are former cocaine users who had developed a resistance to the drug and are trying to recapture the initial high. This is what is so addictive for many users. Crack is usually smoked, but it can be injected too. After smoking crack, the user will feel euphoria and increased confidence, but unlike with normal cocaine, the effects only last 5 to 10 minutes. After the effects pass, the user will feel depressed and low. Long-term smokers might develop a condition called crack lung, where due to the damage caused by smoking, users have a fever, difficulty breathing, and cough up blood. Crack abuse can also lead to delusional parasitosis, where the user thinks there are parasites crawling under their skin. This leads the users to scratch themselves, which leads to them tearing their skin off due to their pain receptors being blocked. After prolonged usage, users will develop a tolerance to crack just like they did with cocaine. When the user starts taking higher doses of crack, they might start acting bizarre, becoming violent and erratic. Severe overdose can lead to a toxic reaction that is similar to amphetamine poisoning.